Chapter 5. Web of Deceit. Detective Helen Radcliffe stared at the evidence board dominating her office wall. Strings of red thread connected photographs, documents, and maps, forming a chaotic tapestry of alliances and betrayals. In the center were the 5 wives, their faces staring back at her like specters. Anna Petrov's image was pinned highest, a crown of power over her empire's remnants. Radcliffe tapped a pen against her notebook, her mind churning. The morning raids had been a success, but they had only scratched the surface. The true power lay with the women who had mastered the art of survival. "Detective," her junior officer called, stepping into the room. "The encrypted messages have been decoded. You'll want to see this." Radcliffe took the file, flipping through the pages. A single phrase repeated across multiple communications. "The blanket." She frowned. "Have our analysts found out what this means?" The officer shook his head. "Not yet, but there's more. One of our sources reported unusual activity at Anna Petrov's estate last night. A gathering. No visitors on record, but the security cameras show movement." Radcliffe's lips curved into a faint smile. "They're plotting. Good. Let them think they're ahead. It makes them sloppy." Anna's perspective. Anna Petrov stood in her study, her eyes fixed on the diagram spread across her desk. Names, dates, and connections formed a web of deceit she had painstakingly pieced together. At its center was the same phrase that had haunted her since the midnight meeting: the blanket. Her phone buzzed with a message from Maria. "Found something. Meeting tonight?" Anna replied with a single word: "Confirmed." Lucia entered the room carrying a tray of tea. Her movements were precise, her expression unreadable. "The documents you requested, madam." Anna nodded, flipping through the files. Each page revealed more about the enemy's reach and strategy, yet the pieces didn't align, leaving a gap she couldn't fill. She set the folder aside, her mind racing. Whoever was orchestrating this chaos wasn't just targeting their empire. They were dismantling their unity. Maria's discovery. Maria Gonzalez sat in her office, the glow of her computer screen illuminating her face. She clicked through the documents she had recovered from a hidden server connected to one of her late husband's shell companies. Buried within layers of legal jargon and financial transactions was a single email. Its subject line stark: Phase 2. She opened the message, her breath catching as she read: "Target destabilization complete. Proceed with infiltration. Ensure the blanket holds." Maria frowned, her fingers hovering over the keyboard. She typed a quick message to Anna. "We need to talk. This goes deeper than we thought. Sophia's encounter." Sophia Russo wandered through a crowded art gallery, her steps light but deliberate. The noise of the crowd was a dull hum in her ears as she scanned the faces around her. Her contact had promised to meet her here, but as the minutes ticked by, doubt crept in. Finally she saw him, a man in a grey suit standing near a sculpture, his posture relaxed. Sophia approached cautiously. "You're late," she said, her voice low. He smirked. "Patience, Miss Russo. These things require subtlety." "Do you have it?" she asked, her tone sharp. The man handed her a small envelope. "Inside, you'll find details on Radcliffe's surveillance network. Use it wisely. And remember, trust is a luxury you can't afford." Sophia's fingers tightened around the envelope. "Who are you working for?" He smiled faintly. "That's not the right question. Ask yourself who's really pulling the strings." Before she could respond, he disappeared into the crowd, leaving her with more questions than answers. Laura's coded message. Laura Williams sat in her dimly lit apartment, her laptop open to a secure communication channel. A new message had appeared, its sender anonymized. "Operation progressing as expected. Maintain cover. Report deviations." Laura leaned back in her chair, her jaw tightening. She typed a response. "Targets aware. Coordination increasing. Recommend adjustment." The reply was immediate. "No deviations. Proceed." Laura closed her laptop with a snap, her frustration bubbling beneath the surface. The longer she remained undercover, the harder it became to reconcile her mission with the bonds she had formed. She reached for her burner phone and dialed Anna. "We need to move," she said without preamble. "Radcliffe's closing in." The evening meeting. Anna's estate was shrouded in the soft glow of twilight as the wives gathered once more. The tension in the room was palpable as Anna spread Maria's discovery and Sophia's envelope across the table. "Phase 2, Anna said, her voice clipped. "Whatever it is, it's designed to destroy us completely." Maria gestured to the email. "They've already infiltrated. Someone close to us is feeding them information." Sophia placed the envelope on top of the pile. "This is Radcliffe's network. It's extensive, but there are gaps. If we exploit them, we can gain the upper hand." Laura's voice was sharp. "Exploiting gaps is useless if we don't know who's behind this. We need names, locations, and leverage." Anna nodded, her gaze sweeping the room. "Then we move aggressively. Maria, track their financials, Sophia. Keep your contacts close, but don't trust anyone. Laura, you're our eyes on Radcliffe. We dismantle this web thread by thread." The women exchanged grim looks, their resolve solidifying. As they left the room, Anna lingered by the fire, her mind racing. The blanket. It was more than a code, it was a strategy, and if they didn't unravel it soon, it would suffocate them all.